What if I did a video a few days ago, and it's called "What if foreign enemies have access to information through our firearm registry?" We mean here 1799. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe anyway. Love to have you on board. Let me slap this down on you here for a minute. Politicians write laws. Politicians in these blue states are controlled by Democrats. California, Illinois, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, now Virginia, Vermont, and many others. And for some reason, it just doesn't register that these people just violate the law. They just don't care. Let me read something to you. It is illegal for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives to build a national registry of firearms by serial numbers. That's alcohol, tobacco, firearms. That's the federal government right there. Okay. Also, states. In this bit. The 1986 Firearms Owner Protection Act specifically forbids registration of firearm records, and law is 18 U.S.C. 926. 1986, this law was put into place. But the thing here comes down to is we fell 4473 background check. Supposed to be that paper's supposed to be disposed of. Apparently, might not be. Let me read something else here for you. No such rule or regulations prescribed after the date of this enactment of the Firearm Owner Protection Act may require that records required to be maintained under this charter or any portion of the contents of such records be records at or transferred to a facility owner, manager, or controlled by the United States or any state or any political subdivision thereof, nor that any system, regulation, or firearm owners, or firearm transfers, or transactions, or dispositions be established. Interesting, isn't it? And you can get this bill. I just read a portion for it, dude. But you can get this law. It's actually a law. It was signed into law in 1986. So is there a firearm registry out there? Damn right there is. I did a video on that some time ago. And I'll read it to you again. What if foreign enemies have access to information through our firearm registries? Now, according to what I'm told, there is no such registry. That's what they say. Yeah. Then there's another thing I found where it says records have now been tampered. Well, when I'm looking at tamper or anything, they're not trying to remove anything. In today's world, with all this technology we have, and supercomputers, and all these whiz kids out there, and these hackers from the United States and outside the United States, They don't have to transfer anything. All they have to do is copy everything, put it on another database, and submit it wherever it has to go. Now, the question there is, can anyone get access to these records? My personal opinion, I imagine they can through the Freedom of Information Act. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. And the gunners could probably get this information. Certain other people could get this information. We know our enemies must have it. They know how many people have firearms in this country. So what of? There's a law here. Let me jump to something a little bit different here, okay? You go to a car lot. You buy a vehicle. Whether it be a truck, car, motorcycle, or whatever. You bring it home. You paid for it, you bought it, or you got a loan from a bank. You bring it home. That's it. No background checks, no waiting periods. Didn't have to get the fingerprints. Paid, leave. Done. Then you sit in your yard for 2-3 weeks. Or you can put it on the road right the next day, go right to motor vehicle. Or they'll just do it right there. But the point is, you gotta register that vehicle. You gotta get state tags, state registration, as long as you have insurance, to put that vehicle on a state-owned highway, road, whatever. State-owned. The tag belongs to the state. Registration fees belong to the state. Put that vehicle on a state road. That's it. Can't do that with a firearm. Can't do it with ammunition. You had to go to FFL. You had to fill out 4473, which is a background check, plus other documents. So you can get permission to the product you bought, to the item you paid for, at your own pocket, take it home with you. So the question is, who owns it? Do you actually own it, or does the state own it? Interesting question, isn't it? Because you had to get a permission from the state to take that firearm with you. And it has to be a state-approved firearm. Interesting, isn't it? What comes down to this thing is, they also want to do this buyback program. Or we're going to ban something. We're going to ban capacity magazines. We're going to ban assault weapons. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it's all aimed at you. You bought the firearm through an FFL legally. You got all the paperwork done. You did the background checks. You did the waiting period. So do you own it or does the state own it? To me, it sounds like the state owns it. Because you had to get it from them for them to transfer it to you. So they want to know where that firearm's going to. Now the irony of this mess is, they're making all these laws. Making all these laws for you but not one law ever is made against the criminal or the criminal activity. Interesting. You register a vehicle, you kept this vehicle in your yard for 2 or 3 weeks or a month, whatever, maybe restoring it. Now you want to put it on a state road, so you got a state tag, you got to get state registration, you got to get all the information for the state, and how your paperwork provides said that you're allowed to put that vehicle on the road. The state don't own it. You didn't have to get a background check, you didn't have to get fingerprinted, you didn't have to have a waiting period. But with that firearm, you had to fill out 4473. You had to get other documents ready. You had to get fingerprinted if you had to some states. You had to show proof of ID. You had to show proof that you have other documentation to be able to purchase this firearm. And a waiting period. Who owns it? You can't walk out. You can't just walk in and slap $500 on the counter of the FFL and say, well, I like that firearm there. Normally, you just take it, buy it, show what credentials, and walk out the door with it. Now we've got all this information, waiting period, restrictions if there are any, so you can take that firearm home with you. Does a criminal have to do that? No. Some of these gangbangers and drug dealers, and now we understand it's terrorists here, most likely get their firearms outside the country. Some of these weapons are probably fully automatic, probably got fully 30-round magazines. They paid for the firearm, brought it with them. No background check, no 30-day wait period. They walked in this country with it, probably. Had it somewheres. But you got to go through all this. And states, they don't abide by the laws. They don't abide by Supreme Court. They don't abide by Heller, Bruin. They could care less about it. They don't care about the Second Amendment. They don't care about your Bill of Rights. They don't care about any goddamn thing. Politicians love to write laws. They write laws to come after you. That's it. Registry is gun confiscation. There's no lie about it. There's a registry, we have an address. We have an address, we know where it is. We know how much you have. We know what other items you may have. But not that criminal. Plus, there's over 400 million people who own firearms in this country. About over 1 million of them are not even registered. Bought illegally. True. There are people who go to work every day. There are people who don't violate the law, but they want to make sure they're protected. They just don't want to go through the paperwork nonsense. Think about all that. But I'll leave you with this. There is a registry out there. Damn though there is. Till then, keep your friends and family close, and do not forget to finish first and train. And we'll catch you around. Yeah, there's a registry. That right there. Take care.